welcome to Cinema Trailer News. This is a review for Black Widow. Now, this movie takes place between Captain America Civil War and Avengers Infinity War. Now, Natasha Romanoff is a fugitive of the governor because of her violation of the courier codes. Now, there are a couple of things of this movie that I really like, and there are other things that I didn't really like so much. So, the introduction of this movie, I think it was really good, and the first like 20 to 25 minutes of the movie, I thought it was great. Now, I have to give credit to director Kate Shortland. She directed a film, an indie film, a couple of years back. It's called Lord something, and you can see some of the visuals in this movie, these indie visuals, and I appreciate that. It was striking, and you can see most of them in when the characters are talking and having conversation because of the setting they are in, and I really like that. So I had to give credit to her for that. Now, the opening credits, I really like that because it was not something that we haven't seen before in an MCU film, and they were strong and very well done. So I really like that. Now, I really appreciate that we have seen some lead women's action films in the past, but I really like this movie that make a progress in that front because most of the cast is women's, and Scarlett Johansson and Florence Pugh are easy the best part of the whole movie. So I really like what Marvel did in there. Now, moving on to, we have some flashback when we see Violet McGrum. She plays as a younger version of Jelena Belova, and Eva Gabriel Anderson, she plays a younger version of Natasha Romanoff. Now, I think they, for what they was given to them, they did a good job. But somehow, when I see Violet McGrum as a younger version of Jelena Belova, I can see a little of similarities to Florence Pugh, and wherever Gavin Anderson, I didn't see that. I didn't see. She didn't look like Scarlett Johansson, but from the rest, They did a good job for what they was given. Now the story. Now I have problems with this story because this doesn't feel like a really big story. In the sense, doesn't feel like a main story. It feels more like a side story for the character, and I really didn't like that because we all know what happened to Black Widow in Avengers Endgame. So this movie is a prequel. So it will be like a great way to give the proper send off or for this character. And I feel they didn't do that in this film. They could do they could have done better. And let's talk about Scarlett Johansson. Now, I like how she evolved this character, the Black Widow character, over the years. Not only in her performance, her acting performance, but her action sequences. Now she's great in the movie, and and she she, she did an excellent job, and I think she did the best she could for for this movie. But I think they could have done better for the Black Widow character. Now Florence Pugh, she plays Yelena Belova, and she was amazing in this film. She's thought she's funny. She had her Russian accent. It, it was it was perfect, and she she did it. She really stand out in this film. She really stand out now, and I really like the passing the baton of Black Widow to her. I think that she she's going to do really great things with her character in the future. Now I really like the bond between Jelena Belova and Natasha Romanoff. This sister relation is is it one of the best themes of this movie. The really best theme of this movie comes from from her, not only as individuals but her connection, the conversation they're having, and all of that. I really love that, and I can really see like, okay, you're a sister. I can see uh, that in the screen. It was very believable, and that's great. Now let's talk about Taskmaster. Now I like the character, but I have problems, and the problems comes from most is character development. He doesn't appear so much in the film, and the character development for Taskmaster is now really well done, and this character is so awesome, and I think that they didn't do a great job representing that. Of course, I really like the action scenes. and he was cool in all of the action scene the the Taskmaster has. But it's it's he's in this movie just as a plot device, and they could have done better. Now, David. Now let's talk about David Harbour as Red Guardian. He was really fun to watch in this film. He was funny. I like his humor, and I think he was hilarious, and he was a good addition to have in this movie. Now Rachel Weisz as Milena, she she doesn't appear. She have a decent amount of screen time in this movie, but she doesn't have. They didn't give her uh, so much to do in this movie, and I really like Rachel Weisz, and I think her character was just a waste in this movie. Sorry to say, but that's how I feel. Now let's talk about NCU connections. Now there are a couple of Easter eggs in this movie, and of course we have seen the trailers. General Ross, but her role in this movie is really small and doesn't feel really connected to the bigger to the MCU. It's just like I say, it feel like this story doesn't feel like a really main story. It feel more like a side story, and feels like contained, and doesn't have like those bigger MCU connection that we have seen, especially in the previous films. So that was a disappointment. And in terms of the NCU ranking, I put this film in the level of maybe Doctor Strange and the Ant-Man the Wasp film. That was over there. I think the movie is good, and but it doesn't. It's not like Captain America, the Winter Soldier, or Avengers Infinity War, or maybe the first Iron Man. It's not no really at that level. It's not top notch NCU film. So of course now the they have an end credit scene. I think the end credit scene was really cool to see. So that 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 were I really looking forward to the future of the NCU. Now this movie, I think it's a solid movie. It's very entertaining, and it's good enough. Now I think that the Scarlett Johansson and Natasha Romanoff, they deserve better. There could have been a better movie in here because there's so much potential in this movie. But and they could have been faced most of the purpose in this film in the screenplay. So because most of the problems comes from the script, but well, the, that's about it. Now the film is playing in theaters and on Disney Plus. Now, if you feel comfortable and you have the opportunity to go to the theaters, I think that's the best way to watch this film. And if not, you can watch it on Disney Plus. Now I'm curious to see how people respond to this film, whether they like it or not. Especially the the Taskmaster character. I'm curious what people think of that. So let me know. Now hit the like button if you like this video, and it helps the channel. Subscribe if you haven't, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.